Loneliness is a feeling deep inside us, a quiet ache that tells us something important is missing. It is not the same as simply being alone. You can be in a room full of people at a lively party and still feel a profound sense of loneliness. On the other hand, you can spend a whole day by yourself, reading a book or walking in nature, and feel perfectly content and connected. Loneliness is about the quality of our connections, not the quantity of people around us. It is the gap between the social connection we desire and the social connection we actually have. It's a personal, subjective experience that whispers to us that we are not understood or cared for in the way we need. Think of it like a form of thirst. Just as our bodies tell us we need water when we are thirsty, our hearts and minds tell us we need meaningful connection when we feel lonely. It is a universal human signal, a built-in alarm system designed to push us towards others for safety, support, and belonging. Feeling lonely does not mean you are weak or that there is something wrong with you. It simply means you are human. Recognizing this feeling for what it is, a call to connect, is the very first step toward finding your way out of it and back to a sense of community and warmth. We all have different needs for social interaction. Some of us are like social butterflies, thriving on constant engagement and large groups of friends. Others are more introverted, preferring a few deep, quiet connections over a wide social circle. Loneliness can affect anyone, regardless of their personality type. An extrovert might feel lonely if they lack the frequent social events they crave, while an introvert might feel lonely if their one or two close friendships feel distant or strained. The key is understanding your own unique social needs and honoring them. Loneliness arrives when those specific personal needs are not being met over a period of time. So let's be clear. Being alone is a physical state, while loneliness is an emotional state. One can be a choice that brings peace and restoration, while the other is an unwelcome feeling of isolation. The goal is not to fill every moment of our lives with other people. Instead, the goal is to cultivate the kind of relationships that make us feel seen, heard, and valued. It is about finding our tribe, whether that tribe is made up of 2 people or 20. Understanding this distinction empowers us to address the root of the feeling, rather than just trying to escape the state of being by ourselves. Many different roads can lead a person to the quiet island of loneliness. In our modern world, technology often plays a surprising role. We have hundreds or even thousands of friends online, but these digital connections can sometimes feel shallow. We see curated highlight reels of other people's lives, which can make our own reality feel lacking in comparison. Scrolling through social media can feel like looking through a window at a party you were not invited to. This can create a strange paradox, where we are more connected than ever before in history, yet we feel more isolated because the depth of true in-person connection is missing from these online interactions. Life changes are another common cause of loneliness. Moving to a new city for a job or for school can be an exciting adventure, but it also means leaving behind a familiar network of friends, family, and neighbors. It takes time and effort to build new relationships from scratch in an unfamiliar place. Similarly, major life transitions like graduating, retiring, or going through a breakup can disrupt our social circles. We might lose the daily, built-in interactions we once took for granted. Aging can also bring loneliness, as friends may move away, health issues may limit mobility, and loved ones may pass on, slowly shrinking our social world. Sometimes loneliness comes from feeling different from the people around you. If you have unique interests, beliefs, or life experiences, it can be hard to find others who truly understand your perspective. This feeling of being an outsider can create a wall between you and potential friends. You might be surrounded by well-meaning people, but if you cannot share your authentic self with them, a sense of isolation can easily creep in. This is especially true for people who are part of minority groups or who are facing personal struggles that are difficult for others to relate to, creating a silent and invisible barrier to connection. Finally, a person's health can be a significant factor. Chronic illness or pain can make it physically difficult to go out and socialize. It can be exhausting to maintain friendships when you are managing symptoms and medical appointments. Mental health challenges, such as anxiety or depression, can also fuel loneliness. These conditions can make it hard to reach out to others and can sometimes cause us to withdraw, even when we deeply crave connection. This creates a difficult cycle. Loneliness can worsen mental health, and poor mental health can deepen feelings of loneliness, making it feel impossible to break free. The ache of loneliness is not just in our heads, it has real, measurable effects on our physical health. When we feel chronically lonely, our bodies can enter a state of constant low-level stress. This triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, elevated cortisol levels can lead to a host of health problems. It can increase inflammation throughout the body, which is linked to conditions like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and arthritis. It is as if our body is in a continuous state of high alert, preparing for a threat that never comes, and this constant readiness wears down our physical systems. Loneliness can also directly impact our cardiovascular system. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can be as damaging to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It is associated with higher blood pressure and an increased risk of heart attacks and strokes. The social support we get from friends and family helps buffer us from life's stresses. Without that support system, our bodies have to bear the full brunt of every challenge. Furthermore, people who are lonely may be less likely to take good care of themselves. They might not eat as well, exercise as regularly, or get enough quality sleep, further compounding the negative effects on their physical well-being. The impact on our mental health is just as significant. Loneliness is a major risk factor for depression and anxiety. The feeling of being isolated can lead to negative thought patterns, where we might start to believe that we are unlovable or that we will be alone forever. This can create a downward spiral that is very difficult to escape. Loneliness can also affect our cognitive function. Research has found a link between social isolation and a faster rate of cognitive decline in older adults, increasing the risk of conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Our brains are social organs, and they thrive on the stimulation of interaction. When we feel connected to others, our brains release chemicals like oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone, which promotes feelings of trust, empathy, and well-being. When we are lonely, we miss out on this positive chemical feedback loop. Instead, our brains may become more sensitive to social threats, making us more likely to perceive rejection or criticism, even when it is not intended. This hypervigilance can make it even harder to form new connections, as we become more fearful of social situations. In this way, loneliness not only affects our mood, but also rewires how we perceive the world around us. If you found this chapter helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel, sharing this video with someone who might benefit, or leaving a comment below with your thoughts or experiences. Your engagement helps us reach and support more people. Thank you for being part of this community. The good news is that we have the power to combat loneliness. One of the most effective strategies is to intentionally seek out face-to-face interaction. While technology can be useful, nothing truly replaces the experience of being in the same room with someone. Make a small goal to have one real in-person conversation each day. This could be as simple as chatting with the barista at your local coffee shop, talking to a neighbor while getting the mail, or calling a friend to meet for a short walk. These small moments of connection can accumulate over time, creating a powerful antidote to feelings of isolation and reminding us that we are part of a living, breathing community. We can also make better use of our community spaces. Libraries, parks, community centers, and local clubs are all designed to bring people together. Look up what is available in your area. Perhaps there is a book club at the library, a gardening group at the community center, or a weekly yoga class in the park. Joining a group centered around a shared interest is a wonderful way to meet like-minded people. The shared activity provides a natural and low-pressure way to start conversations. It takes the focus off of making friends and puts it on simply enjoying an activity alongside others, which often leads to friendships organically. Using technology in a healthier, more intentional way can also help. Instead of passively scrolling through social media feeds, use technology as a tool to facilitate real-world connections. Use it to schedule a video call with a faraway loved one, where you can see their face and hear their voice. Use it to organize a get-together with local friends or to find a local volunteer group that aligns with your values. Volunteering is a particularly powerful way to connect. When you work with others toward a common goal to help your community, you build strong bonds based on shared purpose and values, which can lead to some of the most meaningful friendships. Finally, consider the power of intergenerational friendships. Connecting with people from different age groups can enrich our lives in incredible ways. Younger people can gain wisdom and perspective from their elders, while older adults can feel energized and more connected to the present through their interactions with younger generations. Look for opportunities to bridge this gap. You could volunteer at a senior center, mentor a young person, or simply strike up a conversation with an older or younger person in your neighborhood. These relationships break down stereotypes and remind us that we all have something valuable to offer. regardless of our age. It is incredibly important to remember that loneliness can touch anyone at any stage of life. It does not discriminate based on age, success, or how outgoing someone appears to be. The successful CEO in the corner office, the popular teenager with a large group of friends, the new parent surrounded by family, all of them can experience profound feelings of loneliness. Because it is often an invisible struggle, we may not realize that the people around us are feeling isolated. This is why it is so crucial to approach this issue with kindness and empathy, both for ourselves and for others. Acknowledging that this is a common human experience helps to remove the stigma and shame that can keep people from reaching out for help. Because loneliness is a shared human vulnerability, the solution must also be a shared one. It is not just an individual's responsibility to fix their own loneliness. It is a collective responsibility for all of us to build more connected and caring communities. This starts with small, everyday actions. We can make a habit of checking in on our friends, family, and neighbors, especially those who we know are going through a difficult life transition or who live alone. A simple text message, phone call, or knock on the door that says, "I was thinking of you," can make a world of difference to someone who is feeling forgotten or invisible. On a larger scale, communities can take active steps to foster social connection. This can involve designing public spaces that encourage interaction, like adding more benches to parks or creating pedestrian-friendly town centers. It means supporting institutions that bring people together, such as libraries, community centers, and local clubs. Schools can implement programs that teach social and emotional skills, helping young people learn how to build and maintain healthy relationships from an early age. Workplaces can also play a role by promoting a culture of collaboration and encouraging social activities that help colleagues build genuine friendships beyond their professional roles. Ultimately, solving loneliness is about creating a culture of inclusion. It means actively looking for those who might be on the margins and inviting them in. If you are hosting a gathering, think about who you could invite that might not otherwise have somewhere to go. In a group conversation, pay attention to who is being quiet and make an effort to include them. When we see someone sitting alone, we can choose to offer a warm smile or a simple hello instead of looking away. Each of these small acts of intentional inclusion helps to weave a stronger, more resilient social fabric for everyone. It is a problem we must face together. The journey out of loneliness may feel long, but it is a path that is filled with hope. The very feeling of loneliness is a testament to our deep innate capacity and desire for connection. It is not a sign of failure, but a sign of our humanity. It is a reminder that we are social creatures, built for community, empathy, and love. This fundamental need is also our greatest strength, because it means that the desire to connect is present in everyone around us. The same longing you feel is also felt by the person next to you on the bus, the cashier at the grocery store, and the neighbor across the street. We are all in this together. Every small step you take toward connection matters. Every time you choose to smile at a stranger, to call a friend instead of texting, or to join a new group, you are casting a vote for a more connected life. It will not always be easy. There may be moments of awkwardness or even rejection, but do not let that discourage you. Building meaningful relationships is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Be patient and compassionate with yourself through the process. Celebrate the small victories, the pleasant chat, the shared laugh, the moment of understanding. These are the building blocks of a rich and satisfying social life. Remember that you have something unique and valuable to offer the world. Your experiences, your perspective, and your presence are important. Sometimes the best way to find connection is to focus on what you can give to others. By sharing your time, your skills, or simply your listening ear, you not only help someone else, but also create a natural bridge for connection. When we shift our focus from what can I get to what can I give, we often find that the friendships we were seeking come to us more easily and authentically. Your contribution matters, and it can be the very thing that helps someone else feel less alone. So, let this be a message of encouragement. You are not broken for feeling lonely, and you are certainly not alone in this feeling. It is a shared human experience, and the path forward is one we can all walk together. Look around you with an open heart. The world is full of potential friends waiting to be met. Take that first small brave step today. The journey toward connection starts with a single hello, and a brighter, more connected horizon is waiting for you. There is hope, there is help, and no one is ever truly completely alone.